It's episode 12. It's an even dozen. The emergency broadcasting system. He mistook her for a swan. Stay tuned. Well, hello, everybody. It's episode 12. It's an even dozen. It's not a baker's dozen. It's just an even dozen. It's 2 louder than 10. It's a lot of episodes. Who knew we would get up to 12? Well, anyway, here we are. First day of summer. First full day of summer. I know yesterday was technically the solstice at like 5:51 in the afternoon or something. Today's the first full day of summer. And it's freaking hot out there. So I hope all you pagans got out and like danced around the plinth or, you know, whatever you pagans do. Whatever it is, I love it. Keep doing it, okay? It's Father's Day, so call them if you got them. Unless they're rat bastards, in which case, don't call them. It's up to you. Yeah. And you know whose birthday it is? Wait for the theme music. Yes, indeed. It is Ray Davies' birthday. Ray Davies of the Kinks. The man of 10,000 hit songs, of dozens of convoluted concept albums. He did so many concept albums that I think his record company told him to stop. You know, that's it. No more concept albums. No more Village Green. None of that nonsense. No more Schoolboys in Disgrace. Ah, man. So many great songs. So many great songs. Ray Davies, here's to you, man. Who's seen the Kinks? I never got to see them. I guess it's my own fault for living in Calgary, but I think they must have come through. Anyway, I have seen Ray Davies, though, and he's pretty frickin' amazing. Who's got a great Kink story? Tell me. It is World Day of Music Activities, believe it or not. And that is a lengthy moniker. I think they should really work on that. They should like narrow it down to like some kind of acronym or something. It's too long. But anyway, the idea is three prongs. Learn an instrument, which is a great idea. I know a bunch of people who have been learning instruments through this whole fiasco. And they're getting pretty damn good at it too. I mean, I can think of one particular bass player who helped us out with the battle hymn of Suckville. Just for example, I know lots of people are learning cool new stuff, taking this opportunity to try stuff out. That's fantastic. Create some music. Create your own music. Anybody can do it. So do it. Fucking do it. Yeah, you pagans running around the plinth, bang some pots or something. And discover new artists. Yes, so even if you can't play an instrument, even if you can't make music, you can go down that rabbit hole and find some cool stuff that you didn't know about or that you missed first time around. Blah, blah, blah. Speaking of weird-ass music that we missed, I have to say I have a correction to make. A mea culpa. Mea maxima culpa. I'm sorry. That was me being sorry. Last time I told you that Karen Dalton put the song Katie Cruel on her first album. Not true. It was on her second album, the In My Own Time album. So it does stick out there, actually, because it's the only song on that album, or one of maybe 2 songs on that album that are that creaky old spooky country style. So I think she forced them to put it on, and it's just her and a guy on violin. So here's where we go down a little bit of a rabbit hole. The guy on violin was named Bobby Notkoff. Not knockoff, Notkoff. And not exactly a household name, you'd have to say. So I look up this Bobby Notkoff. Who is this guy playing this cool violin along with Karen Dalton on Katie Cruel? Well, turns out this fellow is in the 60s supergroup Electric Flag. Who else was in Electric Flag? I'll tell you. Michael Fonfara, Canadian soul man and all-around musical genius. He was in Electrical Flag. Who's played with Michael Fonfara? Me! Along with Chris Houston. Well, I'm on Chris Houston's album. Okay, I can't really take any credit for it, but what a pleasure. So, yeah, Michael Fonfara, what a musical genius. What a soul man. Just check him out on He was on like 6 or 7 Lou Reed albums. He was in Electric Flag. He was in Rough Trade. He was in that Canadian supergroup Rhinoceros. Millions of things he's done. Foreigner. He was in Foreigner, for God's sakes. And he's on the Chris Houston album. So I think, of all those things, maybe you should just check out the Chris Houston album. It's on Spotify. Check it out. It's pretty freaking amazing. If you ever get a chance to see Michael perform live, you should do it, because he is a soul man. There you go. And we all need more soul in our lives. So, and that kind of, confirms my general philosophy that everything is connected, and we don't know 1/1,000,000% about anything. All right? So everybody happy with that? We were talking about Rockabilly and Handsome Ned's a couple times ago. And, it got me to thinking about Ned and the Matinees and all the amazing matinees that happened, yes, at the mothership. The Cameron Public House, the mothership, the ground zero of all roots rock related things since the early 80s, and other cool frickin' art related things. You could go on and on. In fact, yeah, I'm going to stop right here, because you could certainly go on and on. But we kind of left Ned where we got the Handsome Neds together. But even before that, he was playing the matinee at the Cameron Public House almost from the time it opened. How did that happen? All right, boys and girls. We must go out and sit on the rock of truth. So once upon a time, a long, long time ago, before Facebook, before Instagram, free-range humans roamed the earth, and 3 intrepid voyageurs began a perilous quest for paradise. That was a mosquito. Paul, Anne-Marie, and Herb, we shall name them, donned their faux raccoon tail hats, because even then they knew that fur was cruel. And they set off in their fragile craft down the hostile shores of Queen Street West. At university, they bid farewell to the last vestiges of our colonial past. They proceeded in the murky, untamed land that lay beyond. They passed used bookstores. Many used bookstores. And also some secondhand clothing shops. Not of the type we know today, but shops with small, dirty windows piled high with rags. At Peter Street, they passed a small colony of friendly souls who greeted them. A little further down the dark river, they saw the lights of the Horseshoe, and the last vestiges of civilization as we know it, as they approached the unknown Spadina. A short while later, they beached their fragile craft on a rock we call the Cameron. Entering that fearsome establishment, they found the locals to be rough but honest folks. They then realized this was the paradise they had been searching for. Before long, the inhabitants of the Central European kingdom of Bohemia began to displace the locals, until only George, the bartender, and the Man Mountain, Handsome Carl, were left of the old crew. Fortunately, no defenestration was required. But what was the general idea? The Bohemians could not live without music, dance, and above all, matinees. Before you know it, a man strangely dressed, with a battered guitar, duct tape boots, and a 10-gallon hat atop a head as large as a 40-pound roast, appeared at the door. He presented his card. Ned Lee, matinee idol. The rest is history. Okay, so that's the way I remember it. There could be some lying there. There could be some fanciful embellishment, possibly. But that's the general story. I think we can all live with that kind of creation myth. Yeah, speaking of matinees, wow. I mean, it'd be interesting to see a list of all the matinees, the amazing performers that have played at the Cameron Public House. You know, Ned was in there almost from the beginning. Originally, he called himself Ned Lee. He hadn't quite finalized the name there. We lost the Lee pretty quick. Yeah, Molly Johnson there playing with David Ramsden and various other people. Molly is the queen. I mean, of all the great matinees that have happened there, to me those are some of the most amazing ones. Make a grown man cry, for God's sakes, Molly. Knock it off. Then you got Holly. Holly's great too. In the 80s, there was Casual. Remember those guys? I played with them sometimes. I think it was like you often got Simon Nine from the Rent Boys singing, and just a floating cast of characters there. Later on, the Garbage Men. Oh my God, I love the Garbage Men. Like, if you could just distill joy into a little liquid and then recondense it into drumming, that would be what Glenn Milcham was presenting to you in the Garbage Man show. Just pure joy of drumming. Holy shit. He could just do anything. That was the beauty of it, is that there were no constraints. He could just go frickin' wild. And how weird and how what a great band that was, the Garbage Men. After that, you know, billions. I mean, I'm gonna forget people, so don't get mad at me. There's too many to remember. I mean, the Runs with Kittens and the Cameron family singers. Oh my God, they were so great. And so basically, I know everybody in the band. Kevin Quaid, Corin, Devin, Jay Swinnerton, the Laywright Boys. Oh my God, the Rattlesnakes. All sorts of. It's a great heritage of matinees, and a lot of it goes back to Ned. And I'm going to leave you with this one song that Ned always played at the matinees, and we also did a kind of electric version in the Handsome Neds, and it's called Steel Rail Blue. I don't play it exactly like Ned did. He played it really fast. I'll try and spice it up for you, okay? But to me, this is kind of one of his darker songs, and I think he wrote a ton of great songs. This is one of my favorites, so I hope you like it. I'll leave you with this. Everybody have a great hot summer day. Dance around the plinth. Be good. Ish. Bye.
Go.
There's sunset and lonely by the freight train, slipping on wet steel road and back to places I've been. Old steel whistle keeps calling my name again and again. Mom and baby booked time on the Rock Island line. I left me standing at the station, no word of explanation. When I hear train, all I hear is a name. You left me blue. Steel rail blue, that's right, I'm blue. Steel rail blue. Well, I hear that sound going to clickety-clack. Got my ear flattened down the track, slipping and sliding, screaming, she's right on time. You left me blue. Steel rail blue. rail blue. Well, my train of thought starts to slipping away. That's when I knew she was leaving to stay. Haunt these rails till my dying day. Give a train whistle something to scream about. You left me blue, steel rail blue. That's right, I'm blue, steel rail blue. You left me blue, steel rail blue. That's right, I'm blue, steel rail blue. Happy trails.